There's a book that has defeated every single person who has ever tried to read it. Not most people, every person. The codebreakers who cracked the German Enigma machine in World War II tried, and failed. Cryptographers, whose entire job is breaking the unbreakable, tried, and failed. Linguists, mathematicians, and in the last few years, some of the most powerful AI systems ever built. All of them have stared into this book, and not one of them can tell you what a single word means. It's 240 pages long, it's 600 years old, and it might be the most elaborate hoax in human history, or a genuine message we are still too stupid to understand. This is the Voynich manuscript. Let's start with what we actually have, because that part isn't a mystery. The Voynich manuscript is a real book. It lives today at Yale University's Beinecke Library, cataloged as MS-408. It's written on vellum, and in 2009, researchers carbon dated that vellum. The result was tight. The skins were prepared in the early 1400s between roughly 1404 and 1438. This is not a Victorian fake on old paper. The material is genuinely 600 years old. And then you open it. The first thing that hits you is the writing. Page after page of flowing, confident, looping text. It doesn't look like nonsense. It looks like someone who knew exactly what they were writing, moving fluently across the page. No crossings out, no corrections. Whoever wrote this never once stopped to think about how to spell a word. But you cannot read any of it. The letters aren't Latin, Greek, Arabic, or anything else. It's an alphabet that appears nowhere else on Earth, somewhere between 20 and 30 characters that no one can sound out. And then there are pictures. The biggest section is botanical, hundreds of detailed, colored drawings of plants. And here's the unsettling part. Almost none of them are real. People have spent careers trying to match them to actual species, and the matches just don't come. It's as if someone drew plants from a world that isn't ours. Then there's an astronomical section. Circular diagrams, suns, moons, what look like zodiac symbols, familiar enough that your brain reaches for meaning, and then it slips away. And then there's the section everyone remembers, tiny naked women, bathing in pools of green liquid, connected by an elaborate network of tubes that look disturbingly like human plumbing, like veins and organs. Bathing rituals, biology, alchemy, nobody knows. Every page clearly meant something to the person who made it. 600 years later, that meaning is locked, and we have no key. So where did it come from? The trail is broken, but we have fragments. The book is named after Wilfrid Voynich, a Polish book dealer who bought it in 1912 from a Jesuit college in Italy. But tucked inside was a letter from 1665 claiming the book once belonged to Rudolf II, the Holy Roman Emperor, a man obsessed with alchemy, astrology, and the occult. According to the story, Rudolf paid 600 gold ducats for it, a fortune, a book nobody could read. That same letter passes along a rumor about the author, Roger Bacon, the 13th century English friar. There's just one problem. The vellum is from the 1400s. Roger Bacon died in 1292. So either the rumor was wrong, or it was a sales pitch. Hold on to that thought. It matters later. Here's the part that should reassure you you're not missing something obvious. After World War II, some of the best codebreakers on the planet took a crack at it. The most famous was William Friedman, the legendary American cryptologist who led the team that broke Japan's Purple Cipher. He worked on the Voynich for years, and in the end, he couldn't crack it. His cautious conclusion, it might be written in an artificial constructed language, not a code hiding a known tongue, but a language that may never have existed anywhere else. The man who broke Purple looked at this book and essentially said, I don't think I can break this, because it might not be a code at all. And here's the detail that makes it maddening. When you analyze the Voynich statistically, it behaves like a real language. Human languages have hidden mathematical fingerprints, like Zipf's law, where the most common word appears about twice as often as the second, 3 times as often as the third in a specific curve. The Voynich follows that curve. Some characters only appear at the start of words, others only at the end, exactly like a real writing system. If this were random gibberish, it should look random. It doesn't. It looks like it's carrying information. That is the heart of the mystery. Too structured to be nonsense, too alien to be read. So what is it? The explanations sort into a few camps, each satisfying right up until it isn't. 1. a real language in a secret script, maybe a rare or extinct tongue written in an invented alphabet for privacy. This fits the statistics beautifully. The problem? In 600 years, no one has matched it to any known language, and for a real language to leave behind exactly one book and nothing else is very strange. 2. A code or cipher. A known language encrypted. But medieval ciphers were, by modern standards, simple. We can basically break all of them. If the Voynich were one, we should have cracked it long ago. 3. The big one. A hoax. What if it means nothing? What if someone invented a fake alphabet and a method for generating text that looks just like language, then filled 240 pages to sell to a wealthy, gullible buyer? In 2003, researcher Gordon Rugg showed this was actually possible. Using a simple period device, a grid called a cardon grill, he generated text that mimics those zip-like patterns without meaning anything at all. You don't need a real language to produce something that looks like one. But it didn't close the case. Proving a hoax is possible isn't proving this is one. You'd think modern technology would have ended this. We have AI that translates 100 languages in real time. People have tried. In 2018, researchers at the University of Alberta used AI to argue the language might be Hebrew with the letters scrambled. The headlines were enormous. AI cracks the Voynich manuscript. Except it didn't. The decoded output never produced coherent sentences. Just fragments you had to want to believe. And that's the pattern, over and over. Every few years, someone announces with total confidence that they've finally solved it. The press runs with it. Then the experts examine the claim, and it quietly falls apart every single time. Because here's the cruelest catch. The thing that may make it permanently unsolvable. There is no second document in this script. No Rosetta Stone. No key. Even if someone got the right answer tomorrow, how would we ever prove it? You can torture any long, structured text into meaning almost anything. Without a way to verify, every solution is just the story we tell about a book that refuses to talk back. So let's go back to where we started. A book, 600 years old, real calfskin, real ink, a fluent human hand that never once hesitated, filled with plants that don't exist, stars that don't align, and women bathing in rivers of green. Written in an alphabet that appears nowhere else in the recorded history of our species. It might be a lost language whispering across 6 centuries. It might be the most patient, most expensive practical joke ever made. It might be the private cosmos of a mind we'll never meet. We've broken the codes of empires. We've read dead languages lost for thousands of years. We've built machines that translate 100 tongues at once. And there is still this one small book sitting quietly in a library at Yale that none of it can touch. Maybe one day, someone watching this, maybe you, sees the pattern everyone else has missed for 600 years. Or maybe the Voynich manuscript is doing exactly what it was meant to do, keeping its secret.